Hello, my name is Dallin Worthington, and this semester I set out to do research on counseling and work stress. Work stress is a big problem in a lot of people's day-to-day lives, almost everybody's day-to-day life. Work stress is something that affects them both at work and at home and in their relationships. So this semester I tried to think and put myself in the shoes of a human resources manager, which is what I'm hoping to be in the future. And human resources personnel are called upon and hired to advocate for employees. So when advocating for employees, you have to make hard decisions like help decide what goes into a benefits package and what are some things you can do to help employees while also keeping the best interests of the company you work for in mind. So throughout this project, the research I did was trying to find out whether I should advocate for employees to receive a thing called EPAs, which is Employer Provided Assistance. And what it means is that counseling is provided through employees' benefits packages. So I was trying to figure out if it was helpful for the employee to receive counseling provided through the company they work for, and if it was also going to be beneficial for the employer to pay a little more for that package to help provide peace of mind and more clear mind space for their employees to work without being weighed down with work stress. So as I went through this project, I interviewed several people, both in the white collar and blue collar industries. And with both of these interviews, I talked to these people for about 15 minutes and just talked to them solely about their work stress and if they believe that counseling would have helped them work through their work stress and be a more productive employee for their employers. And what I found is an overwhelming yes. People feel like when they receive counseling for other issues, it helps them function better in their day-to-day life, and they think that if they would have been able to receive counseling for their work stress provided through their employer, not only would they have reaped the benefits of receiving that counseling, but they would have felt that their company that they work for cares for them. It would have been an amazing gesture for them to realize that the company they work for has an interest in their well-being. And for the last part of this project, after talking with people who experience work stress, I talked to a counselor. And I talked to this counselor about the negative impacts of work stress and the ways that counseling can mitigate that. And the counselor I talked to talked about how work stress can damage people's lives, not just their lives in the office, but also how they function at home. And work stress, when not treated, can lead to addictive behaviors such as drinking, drugs, and smoking. And when I talked to this counselor, he made it very clear that companies that provide EPAs in the long run will testify that they are having much more production from their employees, and their employees feel cared about. And as long as a company can afford to provide EPAs and just counseling services for their employees, they should do it, because it may not seem like spending more on those benefits packages is going to benefit your company, but in the long run, if you can afford it, it's worth it, because employees respond to that level of care that companies give out to them. And when I'm in a human resources position in the future, I'm going to urge employers to, within reason, provide counseling service for people who are dealing with work stress in their companies.